Happy Monday, Boston Celtics fans. Coming up on today's show, going to be breaking down the plethora of Boston Celtics injuries ahead of Game 5. Who's playing, who's feeling better, who's not feeling better. We're going to break that down. Then the back half of the show, we saw a major difference from the Boston Celtics in Game 3 into Game 4. That was in just 1 day's rest. Now they'll have 1 day's rest in between 4 and 5. What can Boston do to close out this series? Because this series should not go more than 5 games. I think you guys can agree with me. So I'll go on ahead and just say this real quick. Thank you guys so much. Last night on our live show in Game 4, we reached 49,000 subscribers on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I joined this channel when it was at 18,000. It's been a long year and a half and a great one. Thank you guys so much, but let's go on ahead and hit 50. We are 866 subscribers away, so hit that sub button for me. Wrist Tatum. This is the new celebration that Baylor Shireman told Jayson Tatum to start hitting when he bangs out threes. So you guys can see in the fourth quarter, Tatum drains a three, holds his wrist saying, "You can't stop me." And that's a fact. Tatum right now is dealing with a severe bone bruise in his wrist, and you would never know. He missed Game 2. But in Game 3 and Game 4, he has been the playoff Tatum that the Boston Celtics fans have needed. 36 points in Game 3, 37 in Game 4, playing about 40 minutes a night. He's nearly a double-double in back-to-back games. The assists are a little bit down here, but I've loved the field goals and I've loved the three-pointers, especially going up against the Orlando Magic, who have the best three-point defense in the NBA and allow the fewest three-point attempts. He's averaging right now about 2.5 a game. I'm really impressed with a guy like Jayson Tatum, who is continuously pushing through an injury like this. And he even said after Game 4, he said, "Look, I know what I'm dealing with. My team knows how serious it is, but it's that time of the year." And when I watch Tatum play, I'm not thinking this dude's injured, and I know you're not either. We're all sacrificing our bodies and doing through those games. It's the playoffs. I doubt anybody feels 100%, but you step up on that floor, do what you can, give it your all. It's all about trying to figure out how to win. I completely agree with him. Look, this is game 96 of the year for all NBA teams that are in the postseason right now as well. Nobody feels good, but the way that Tatum plays with his injury is proving why he is a great in this franchise. And last night in Game 4, Tatum, the most 30-point playoff games in the entire NBA since 2020. 5 years ago, Jayson Tatum is electric in the postseason. And I know there's a lot of adrenaline. They're on the opponent's court. They're trying to show out. But Tatum's not only dropping 37 points, he's fighting for his teammates. He's getting in the face of referees. Not that I condone that. He's getting in the face of KCP. That I condone. Tatum is putting everything he's got out there. And I know that Boston looks to JT to be their leader, to be their voice of reason. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, Jayson Tatum is the best player on the Boston Celtics team. That is no shade to any other player on the roster. You have to give credit to the Browns, the Porzingises, and the Holidays. But when JT's not playing, you're missing that extra level of oomph. That is what Tatum is able to bring, especially in the postseason. So when we saw him go down in Game 1 with that wrist injury, and I found out it was a pain tolerance type of thing, I knew Tatum was coming back harder. This dude is so stubborn, he won't sit out. He continues to play through it. But I have to give credit where credit's due. Like Tatum said, nobody's 100% right now. Even Jaylen Brown is playing through. Not an injury, injuries. The dude continues getting hurt, and he's still producing. 25 points a game, 36 points. When Jayson Tatum had to sit out in Game 2. And I actually recently found out here that, yes, we have known that Jaylen Brown has also been dealing with a severe bone bruise in his right knee, which he did hurt in the regular season. He dislocated his index finger in Game 3. You saw him kind of holding it, and you're like, oh, damn, he probably jammed it. No, they had to pop it back into place. He's still playing with it. He currently has a dislocated index finger. I mean, this is a double negative. The lower body's injured. The whatever, top part of his body is injured, and he's still playing through it. And the list continues. Holiday hasn't played in Game 3 or 4. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned here about Holiday, but he has been dealing with that hamstring injury off and on the entire year. And then, producer Brett Alpert's like, I love how you just wrote stitches. That's it. He's got 5 stitches in his freaking forehead because of Goga, who wanted to punch the shit out of him. So KP's playing through stitches. Holiday's playing with a hamstring injury. Jayson Tatum's, both of their hands, Brown and Tatum, they're just completely screwed up right now. And we're only in round 1. We need a break. That is why you have got to win in 5. This team is physical. They can handle the physical stuff. They're not worried about that. But I don't want to go to game 6. Doesn't need to. And the good news is I don't think it's going to. Joe Mazzulla did say he's confident that Jrue Holiday will be back in game 5. That is what I'm holding on to. I do think Boston has a better chance of winning with Jrue Holiday. I think that he is one of the most impactful, low-scoring players in the entire league. The way he defends Paolo Banchero is huge. The way that he creates chaos when Franz Wagner tries to drive is big time. I think Holiday needs to come back in order for us to wrap this up in 5. If he's not back, I still have faith that Boston can do it, but I feel a lot more confident when Holiday's on the floor. So I'll ask you guys, will Boston finish this series in 5 games? Type Y for yes, type N for no. This doesn't need to go to 6. Respectfully, it should have never gone to 5, but 21 turnovers will get you that in game 3. So let's talk a little bit here about how Boston can win game 5. Not too many adjustments I would make from game 4 to Tuesday, but there are enough that I do think I should talk about it just a little bit. But before I do hop into that, I want to make sure you guys had the latest gear to celebrate your Boston Celtics. Peyton Pritchard most recently won, for the first time in his career, the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award. And I want you guys to be able to rep Peyton Pritchard in TD Garden or anywhere in Boston this year. This is a huge accomplishment for the 6'1" guard. Use this link, chatsports.com/6MOY. That is going to get you guys this awesome t-shirt. Go on ahead, grab it right now while sizes are available. I also think this is a pretty dope shirt. I'm not going to lie. I will put the comment in the comment section down below. That way you guys can click that link, chatsports.com/6MOY. That is going to take you guys directly to the website. Buy this shirt, buy whatever shirt you guys feel the need to, but I really, really like this, and I handpicked it for you guys. All right, how can Boston close out the series? Number 1, be more physical. They did a great job, I think, in Game 4, as opposed to Game 3, of not allowing Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner to kind of bully them down low. They started finding other ways to work around those big-time players, even Duke on Duke. Tatum on Banchero. Banchero's got the height and the weight. He's 6'10", 250. But I also like that Joe Mazzulla made an in-game adjustment in Game 4, which I think needs to stay moving into Game 5. For some reason, 6'1" Peyton Pritchard was tasked with guarding 6'10" Paolo Banchero, knowing that his strength is not threes. It's not even around the rim. It's fadeaways. It's mid-range jumpers. And guess what? 6'10" can launch shots over 6'1". That was a horrible matchup. So Mazzulla switched JB onto Banchero, and next thing you know, he's missing everything inside that 6-foot range, that 10-foot range. Not everything, obviously. He still had like 39 points, but it was a better matchup than Peyton Pritchard. I think you still have to put your bigger guys on the bigger guys. That doesn't take a basketball genius to figure that out. You have to be more physical. This has been one of the most physical series I have seen in the NBA playoffs so far. And I think Boston needs to give one more game muscling up to the Magic. And then number 2, let's go to the defensive side of the ball here as well. Clog the paint. I have said this before. Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero are the only 2 Orlando Magic players you have to worry about. Cole Anthony has been non-existent. He can get hot, but it's not really going to make a difference at the end of the day, knock on wood. But a guy like Banchero and Wagner force them outside. They can make max 3 threes a game. That's 9 points. These dudes are scoring 32 a night. It doesn't make that big of a difference. If you clog the paint, you take away their mid-range jumpers, you take away those 2-foot shots. That is what's going to throw them off the most. Boston did a better job in Game 4, but obviously we still have one more to go. And then that leads me to rule number 3 here for how to win the series if you're Boston. 21 turnovers in Game 3 is what lost you that game. The referees sucked. Guess what? The referees have sucked for every single team in the NBA playoffs. That's nothing new. 21 turnovers is the reason why you lost 95-93 in Game 3. I know this because you lost twice to Orlando Magic in the regular season, and each time you had 16-plus turnovers. In Game 4, you had 10. That is why ball security is your biggest friend heading into Game 5. You have got to protect it with your life. And I'll be honest, the Magic's defense deserves credit. They've been great at forcing turnovers. But it's also just been ridiculous. I mean, it's been backcourt violations, stepping out of bounds when you're trying to take a 3. It's just been, double dribbling, carrying over. There's just stupid fouls you see in rec league. You just have to be a little bit cleaner. Last but not least, I think you just got to keep scoring in the paint. Boston in Game 3 had 44 points in the paint. In Game 4, they had 38 points in the paint. But they each made 9 threes in Game 3 and Game 4. For some reason, Wendell Carter Jr. thinks that as a center, you don't have to stay in the paint. You don't even have to defend the paint, because he doesn't. Kristaps Porzingis was your best friend in Game 4. Why? Because they went back to the basics. They went back to Derek White just lobbing KP on a pick and roll, leaving Wagner out in the space. Same thing with JB and Jayson Tatum. Keep cutting down to the rack, because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, Wendell Carter Jr. is not down there. They're defending the perimeter. That's why they're the best perimeter defending team in the NBA. Shake them up, drive inside, score in the paint. And I'll leave you guys with this. Who do you guys got in Game 5? Type C for Celtics, type N for Magic. I'm going C for Celtics. We're done. We're moving on. Round 2. We're ready to play the Knicks and or the Pistons. Go on ahead and drop your comment in the comment section down below. As always, if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that sub button for me. Help us reach 50K, a monumental achievement here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports.